प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होए तेरे कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो जहाँ होए तेरे गुरुमुख पद्मावाक्य चिरते कोरियाख्य आरन कोरि हो मने आशा आरना कोरि हो मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे राधे ऐसे हो गति ये सारे भूले सर्व आशा ये सारे भूले सर्व आशा जाने जाने प्रभु से चकोरा जाने जाने प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान प्रकाशित ज्ञान प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति होते अविद्या विनाशं जाते प्रेम भक्ति होते अविद्या विनाशं जाते गाय जा चरित गाय जा चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु परमार बंधु करुणा सिंधु बंधु लोकला लोके जीवन लोकला लोके जीवन आवाहु करुणया विमूल धनचय आवाहु करुणया विमूल धनचय तेजा सृष्टो विभुवान तेजा सृष्टो विभुवान प्रभु Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki. ISKCON Divdi Fongracharya's Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. Javishnapad Paramahamsa Parayuracharya Shrutara Sada Shishimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Thakur ki. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Vimsikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta ki. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kandarada Kanigi Govardhan ki. Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki. Shri Purusham Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki. Gangamaya Jamamaya ki. Bhakti Dev ki. Shri Tulsi Maharan ki. Shri Gadadhar Harinam Sankirtan ki. Shri Prabhupada's Translated Books Distribution ki. Brihat Pradana ki. Shri Paramakartai Gaur Chandra ki. Samveda Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki. Nitai Gaur Brahmananda. All glories to the Son of the Devotees. All glories to the Son of the Devotees. All glories to the Son of the Devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashacharya Shitari. Our spiritual master, I really these which can attain your devotional service. I bow down to his very sweet degree of reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My aim is just to have my consciousness purified by words and made from his greatest love. Attachment to his very sweet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, word after word. From him ecstatic prema emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scripture sings of his character. Our spiritual master is an ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, please be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is but all in 3 worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet. You are the Savior of the most fallen. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Shri Vrinaya Tulasirva Priya Kesavasya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavajaya Namo Namah. Shri Vrinaya Tulasirva Priya Kesavasya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavajaya Namo Namah. Srimati Goswami ki jai. Tulasi Krishna Priyasi Namo Namaha. Radha Krishna Seva Bhava Eya Vikasi Radha Krishna Namo Namaha. Jai Kumara Jai Jai Govinda Premi Sadhana Bhagavate Shri Radha Govinda Premi Sadhana Bhagavate Yani Kani Kabapani Brahma Hadyani Ganesha Kani Gani Parashanti Pradakshana Pade Pade Shri Prabhupada Kesavasya ja Vishnu Bhakti Pureve Satyavachai Namo Namah. Srimati Goswami Devi ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome everyone this morning for Sunday Love Feast program. We'll be hearing some kirtan and also engaging in some kirtan by us all participating as loudly as possible. And then we'll be hearing from His Grace Srila Prabhu later on from the Sri Ramayana. And after which we'll have Arati and then Prashad.
Krishna Prasaya Bhuvani Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Jaya Parama Karuna, Nitai Gora Chandana, Parama Karuna, Nitai Gora Chandana.
Jai Parama Karuna, Nitai Gaur Chandra, Parama Karuna.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll do one bhajan that was written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Vibhavari Shesha. Translation goes as follows. The night has come to an end and the light of dawn is entering. O Jiva, soul, arise and give up your sleep. Chant the holy names of Lord Hari, who is the giver of liberation, the enemy of the Mura demon, the supreme enjoyer, the all-attractive one, and the horse-headed incarnation, Hayagriva. Lord Hari, Krishna, incarnated as the half-man, half-lion Nrsimha. He appeared as a dwarf Brahmana named Upendra and is the killer of the Madhu demon. He is the beloved son of the king of Raja, Nanda Maharaj, and is blackish in complexion. He is a slayer of the Putana witch and the destroyer of the demon Kaitaba. All glories to Lord Hari, who appeared as Lord Rama, the son of King Dasharath. He is the darling of Mother Yashoda, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual and the protector of the cows. He is the lord of the Vrindavan forest, the gopis' beloved, the lover of Radhika, and the most beautiful personality in all the worlds. As Ramachandra, he brought about the end of the demoniac king Ravana. As Krishna, he stole the older gopis' butter. He stole the younger gopis' clothes while they were bathing in the Yamuna. He is a cowherd boy of Raja and the protector of the cowherd boys. He steals the hearts of all and always holds a flute. Lord Krishna is worshipped by the best of yogis and is the son of Nanda. He removes all the fears of the inhabitants of Raja. He is the color of a fresh rain cloud, and his form is enchanting. When he wanders about playing his flute, he looks very charming. He is the son of Yashoda and the killer of the king Kamsa, and he sports in the rasa dance among the groves of Raja. Krishna engages in this rasa dance underneath the Kadamba trees, and he resides in the forest of Vrindavan. He increases the ecstasy of his devotees. He is a reservoir of all love and is the transcendental Cupid, who uses his flowered arrows to increase the loving desires of the gopis. He is the pleasure of the gopis' hearts and the abode of all wonderful qualities. Lord Krishna is the life of the river Yamuna. He is always absorbed in amorous pastimes, and he is the moon of the gopis' minds, which are like the chakora birds that subsist only on moonlight. O mind, O mind, obey these words of mine, and sing the glories of Sri Krishna in the form of these holy names, which are full of nectarian mellows. Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pravesha Nidrachari Utha Jiva
Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pravisha Nidra Chariyata Jiva
Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pravisha Nidrachari Utha Jiva
Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pravisha Nidra Chariyata Jiva
Bolo Hari Hare Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva
Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva
Bolo Hare Hare Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva
Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva
Nrasimha Vamana Shri Madhusudana Brajendra Nandana Shama
Nrsinga Vamana Shri Nanda Sudhana Brajendra Nandana Shama
Putana Ghatana Kaitava Shatana Jaya Dasharate Rama
Putana Gatana Kaitava Shatana Jaya Dasharate Rama
Putana Gatana Kaitava Shatana Jaya Dasharate Rama
Putana Gatana Kaitava Shatana Jaya Dasharate Rama
Oh Jaya Dasharate Rama
Jaya Dasharate Rama
Jaya Dasharate Rama
Jaya Dasharate Rama
Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara
Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara
Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara
Yashodadulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara
Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bara
Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bhara
Ravanantakara Makhana Taskara Gopi Jana Vastrahari
Ravanantakara Makanataskara Gopi Jana Vastrahari
Brajera Rakhala Gopa Vrindapala Chittahari Vamshidari
Brajera Rakala Gopa Vrindapala Chittahari Vamshidari
Yogendra Vandana Shri Nandanan Brajajana Bhayahari Yogendra
Bandana Shri Nandanandana Brajajana Bhayahari
Yogendra Vandana Shri Nandanandana Brajajana Bhayahari
Yogindra Bandana Shri Nandanandana Brajajana Bhayahari
Navinani Radha Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamshi Vihari
Navinani Radha Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamshi Vihari
O Yashodanandana Kamsha Nishudana Nikunjara Savilasi
Nikunjara Savilasi
Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi
Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi
Anandavardhana Prema Nikirtana Pulasara Jojaka Kama
Anandavardhana Prema Nikirtana Pulasara Jojaka
Gopangana Gana Chita Vinodana Samasta Guna Ganadhama
Gopangana Gana Chita Vinodana Samasta Guna Ganadhama
Jamuna Jivana Keli Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora
Jamuna Jivana Keli Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora
Nama Shudharasa Gao Krishna Jasha Rakho Vachana Manamora
Nama Shudharasa Gao Krishna Jasa Rakho Vachana Manamora
Nama Shudharasa Gao Krishna Jasha Rakho Vachana Manamora
Nama Shudharasa Gao Krishna Jasa Rakho Vachana Manamora
Nama Shudharasa Gao Krishna Jasha Rakho Vachana Manamora
Nama Shudharasa
संगो कृष्ण जस राखु वचन मन मोरा
विभावरीशलोक प्रविश निद्राचारी उत जीवा
विभावरीशिषालोक प्रविश निद्राचारी उत जीवा
बोलो हरे हरे मुकुंद मुरारे राम कृष्ण हयग्रीवा
बोलो हरे हरे मुकुंद मुरारे राम कृष्ण हयग्रीवा
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 जय श्री गोपाल जय श्री गोपाल जय श्री गोपाल
जय श्री गोपाल श्री गोपाल श्री गोपाल जय श्री गोपाल
जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम
जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम
जय सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम
जय सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम
जय परम करुणा निताय गौरचंद्र परम करुणा निताय गौरचंद्र
जय परम करुणा जय निताय गौरचंद्र जय परम करुणा जय निताय गौरचंद्र
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौरा हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल
श्री कृष्ण बलराम की
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी
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 गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यमुना तीरावनचारी
तेरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तेरा वनचारी
जय राधा
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe
Radha Madhava Radhe.
Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra
Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaurachandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra.
Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman
Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Hare Krishna. So I'd like to join with Hare Kirtan Prabhu in welcoming all the devotees this morning for today's Sunday Love Feast. Also like to acknowledge all those who are participating and joining online. So
And we would also like to welcome His Grace Sachi Sutta Prabhu by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times, please, everyone. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! And we pray to Shri Shri Paramakarunitaya Gaurachandra to bless him continuously so that he can glorify their wonderful form and qualities and pastimes for the rest of his life and all of his lifetimes until he is ready to go home back to Godhead. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hare Kirtan, for kind words. So let's all join in offering these pranams, prayers together. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीशा गोपिका कान्त श्रीराधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चाचार्य शतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रामे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। Hare Krishna. Thank you all. I would like to seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavis for this morning. As our Kirtan Prabhu mentioned earlier, we will be sharing or discussing some pastimes from the Sri Ramayana, Valmiki's Ramayana. And as we gear up our minds and consciousness to observe and commemorate the most glorious advent of Lord Sri Ramachandra on 26th of this month, which is just a week and a half or so. It will be Thursday 26th. So this week and next week, we're hoping to share from Sri Ramayana so that we can increase our desire, increase our attraction for chanting, hearing, and serving Sri Ram. So I'd like to read one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. I would like to kindly request if Hari Kirtan Prabhu can please assist us with the recitation of this shloka. So this is from the 9th canto, chapter 10, text 4, where descriptions of Lord Ramachandra and his pastimes, his associates are mentioned. So the text 4 of the 10th chapter of 9th canto.
गुरुवर्ते त्यक्तराजो व्यचरद् अनुवनं पद्मपद्भ्यां प्रियाय पाणिस्पर्शक्षमाभ्यमृजितपत रुजो यो हरीन्द्रानुजाभ्याम् वैरूप्याचूर्पनख्या प्रियविरह रुषारोपितभ्रुविजिह्वा त्रस्ताब्धिर्बद्धसेतुकलद्धवदना दहना कौशलेन्द्रोवतन्ना.
Translation. Together we can all read.
To keep the promise of his
father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and, accompanied by his wife, mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or by another monkey, Sugriva, king of the monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshman, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Shurpanaka, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows, and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord, Ramachandra, gives all protection. Thank you, Harkirtan Prabhu. So this is a beautiful shloka where we see the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, and specifically his journey is being described, is being glorified. So today I'll be sharing a little about the glories and activities of Bharat. Who was Bharat in the Ramayana? Can anyone say who was Bharat? One of the brothers of Sri Ram. And who was his mother? Kaikeyi. Thank you, our dear Hemraj Prabhu. So it seems as though you're sharp at these answers and these names. So about 2 years ago, right here, we were hearing a beautiful class from Harkirtan Prabhu where he was sharing about Bharat and the burden he carried, and his character and the way he dealt with situations. And I thought of, because I like, I felt inspired. I like that piece of narration. I thought of bringing it back and see, how it will go. So, and of course, for this presentation, it was, all credits and gratitude to our dear Shriva Vilas Prabhu for his extensive classes, for compiling almost 6 books where he describes elaborately these beautiful pastimes. And not only that, he has shared wonderful lessons of how we can connect with those pastimes. So, a little background, and to summarize, in Ayodhya what had happened is that Ram was sent in exile. Sita Devi and Lakshman accompanied him, and Dashrath Maharaj was facing a devastating separation from Sri Ram in Ayodhya. And shortly after that, he passed away. There wasn't any king in Ayodhya. He passed away, and he was placed in an oil, he was immersed, his body was immersed in an oil pit so that his body can be preserved. At that time, the guru of Ayodhya, Vashishta Muni, he sent
his messengers, the messengers of Ayodhya, to give a message to Bharat. So just to recap, is that Bharat, along with Shatrughna, since they got married, they were living not in Ayodhya. They were living in a place called Kekeya. Kekeya was the city of, or from where Kaikeyi Mata came from. And her father, which would have been Bharat's grandfather, was living there. His name was King Ashwapati. So Vashishta Muni, he sent these messengers to Kekeya to tell Bharat that you need to come to Ayodhya right away. And specifically, the messengers, they were warned of two things. They were warned not to tell Bharat that Sri Ram went to exile, and not to tell that Dashrath Maharaj had passed. They were also sent with a lot of ornaments and silk, ornaments, very expensive jewelries in the form of gifts. So they'll present that to the king and Bharat. So the journey, usually, and those days, they're not going with cars, they're going with horses, horses-drawn chariots or carts. And usually the journey between Ayodhya to Kekeya and the province, it was called Giri Vrajapur. To reach there, it takes 8 days by horses. But because this message, or the importance to convey this message to Bharat, to come to Ayodhya right away, was so urgent, they actually took not 8 days, but half of the time, 4 days. And you can imagine how exhausted the horses might have been. So they got to this place and they made their presentation in the form of these wonderful gifts. A lot of gifts they presented. During this journey, the night before the messengers arrived in Kekeya, Bharat had a terrible dream. What was this dream all about? He had a dream whereby he was chasing his father, Dashrath, up a mountain. And his father was running away from him as if his father didn't realize that he was behind him, or he willfully, maybe wanted to escape from him. So this was the scenario. Not only that, Dashrath, he ran up this mountain and then he plunged into the valley below, next to the mountain. And this valley was full of slush and mud and cow dung. And he was just swimming and, navigating his way in this slush. And he was laughing, like very sarcastically, he was laughing, Dashrath. And then the dream went on whereby Dashrath, he came out, he happened to pull himself out of this valley, and he came. And then a demoness came in front of him and garlanded him with a garland of hibiscus red flowers. It was red hibiscus flowers. That garland was placed on Dashrath. And then, the demoness, she rubbed some other substances on his face, and then bored him on her chariot and was taking her in a southern direction. So all of these weird things Dashrath was envisioning, he saw in his dream. And naturally, he felt that something was wrong. He felt, this is some indication that something is going wrong. Later, next day, when he woke, his friends, they noted that, he was very saddened. He was not jolly. He was not the same as previous times or previous interactions. So good friends, what they will try to do, they try to cheer him up, try to encourage him, try to ask him what was going on, what is happening, what's going on in his mind. And he thought to himself, he narrated the incident, and then he expressed to them that actually this dream can only mean 3 things. It can mean the early funeral of myself, or it can mean the death of Lakshman, his brother, or perhaps the death of Dashrath, his father. It cannot be anything else. So like this he thought. And then he went to the room where where he was staying. He went to the window that is towards the direction of Ayodhya, and he was contemplating. So there's one point here, one lesson where it is mentioned that the destiny, we all know about destiny, and how, many times people will say that whatever is written in destiny for you, you can't change that. Like in destiny, when people talk about destiny, we hear that. And here the lesson, it says that destiny teaches us the basics or the ABCs to prepare for inevitable change. This is what it means. And it is said that destiny communicates using many different languages, and one language or one of such language is dreams. Because oftentimes when we get dreams, we're never able to figure out what it really means or what it will really bring or what effect it will have on us in the future. Nevertheless, the messengers, they arrived in Kekia, they came to the palace, presented their gifts to King Ashwapati. Bharat and his brother was called in to the palace. As soon as Bharat entered, by just observing these messengers, two things he could have realized. One is that when he saw the quantity of jewelry and expensive ornaments and gifts that were brought or that arrived from Ayodhya, right away he understood that the messengers themselves who came are coming from the highest royal order of Ayodhya. Secondly, by looking at the messengers themselves, they were shivering, they were nervous, they were uneasy. And from that, he knew that whatever they are going to speak, they're not going to tell everything, or that they're not going to reveal the full details. So they interacted and they conveyed a message. And what was the message? Basically, they told Bharat that, Bharat, he interacted with them by asking them, how is everyone? How is his father? How is Mother Kaushalya? How is Mother Sumitra? How is Sri Ram? All of these questions, the welfare of everyone he was asking in Ayodhya. And they said that everyone is doing fine. And the goddess of fortune is eagerly awaiting you in Ayodhya. You have to come right away. So their main message was that, Bharat, you have to come to Ayodhya right away. So immediately his worry continued, and he bade farewell of his grandfather and his uncle, where he spent the last 12 years. And it is interesting how he took his leave from Kekia. Usually it is said that when one wants to express his love to someone, you will either embrace that person or, for, let's say, intimate couples, they'll probably kiss. But the way it occurred between Bharat and the king, his grandfather, when Bharat offers obeisances to him, he actually picked him and sniffed him. 3 times, he sniffed his hair, basically. So I was reading that in the Upanishads, it is said that in ancient India, this culture is there, this tradition, whereby instead of giving a kiss or embracing, is that, the one who has to give blessings, or who the well-wisher, he will offer a sniff, this sniff of 3 times to the hair. And that is something that the cows does to their calf. And the reason for this is that it gives longevity to that individual. This simple act of gesture, or you will say greeting. So this was how Bharat left Kekia not by himself, but with a whole entourage. King Ashwapati arranged for an entire entourage to go with Bharat and Shatrugna back to Ayodhya. And Bharat was thinking, I have to go there so urgently, but I do not need all of this big accompaniment. I do not need this hundreds of thousands of people and all elephants and so many chariots and music and all these things. So nevertheless, he went along, and the journey took about 8 days to get there. But before the 8th day, the 7th day, when they reached one province, one place called Koshala, Bharat gave Shatrugna the responsibility that, I'm going to go forward, but you stay back. Shatrugna, you stay back and ensure everyone arrives there in Ayodhya safely. Your responsibility. He's handing over the responsibility. So Bharat, he and his, with his chariot driver, he went ahead fast, and he reached Ayodhya on the 8th day morning. So when he got there, before he even entered the gates of Ayodhya, of the city of Ayodhya, he started to notice all of the ill omens, all of the inauspicious things and signs that were there. Like, for instance, he noticed that no business was going on, no shop was open, no one was singing or having nice conversations. Everybody was very remorseful. He wasn't seeing the animals around. So many things that he accustomed to see in Ayodhya were not present. The homes look empty. Buildings look dilapidated. All of these, like, very rundown scenario he was noticing in Ayodhya. So eventually he went to his father's palace. And when he got there was no king. Dashrath was not there. Not only that, he knows that the door to enter the palace was squeaking, like it was not maintained. It was rusty. So all of these signs he was observing. And just imagine, he just came back from Ayodhya after 12 years. So after he went and he didn't found Dashrath, his father, he decided to go to the place or the palace of his mother, Kaikeyi. So when he got there and he entered, the servants of Kaikeyi alerted her that Bharat is coming. She immediately got up from her couch, her golden couch where she was sitting, and happily and warmly welcomed her son back by embracing him and asking him about her father and her brother, their welfare. So Bharat was, thinking that, he has so much burning questions. And he asked, he gave the update, but then he asked about his father, Dashrath. Where is Dashrath? And Mother Kaikeyi's response, shocked him, like really, really shocked him to his heart, down to his entire body. He was trembling, he was shivering. This is what his mother told him. She said, Yagati sarva bhutanam tam gatimte pita gataha. That your father, Dashrath, has gone to the same destination that every animal reaches one day, the abode of death, unquote. So just imagine, Bharat is hearing this for the first time. A lot of things happened in Ayodhya, in recent, but he did not knew of all of this. He knowing, up to this point, Bharat doesn't know that Ram went to exile. This is the first time he is hearing that his father is no more. His father passed away. So he was shocked and he collapsed. It is said that the analogy is given. He collapsed like a tree that is struck by a thunderbolt. Or, some persons will say it's like, a sucker tree is being cut by a sharp instrument. It immediately falls to the ground. So, he was feeling this chill, from the top of his head, right down to his spine. And he couldn't console himself. He couldn't understand what was happening. It was terrifying for him. So here we can see one of the things we can observe at this point is that Kaikeyi, despite Ayodhya was filled with a situation which is very sad. Just imagine, Ayodhya was ruled for so many decades by Dasharath. And if you study and you analyze how it was ruled with no defects. Basically, Ayodhya was a perfect place to live. The perfect people were there. People were never sad. They were always happy. They were always content. And that was because of the perfect leadership of Dashrath Maharaj. Imagine there was a 12-year drought, and that had no impact on the operations of Ayodhya. So here, from Kaikeyi's reaction, or the way she conveyed such a grave message to Bharat, is that we can see it was it was very insensitive. It was done in a very insensitive manner. So it is said that insensitive persons living agenda-driven lifestyles do not measure the temperature of their words. When their words spill out, they blister the pathway from the ear to the heart. So those words uttered by Mother Kaikeyi, it blistered Bharat's heart, as you can see from his reaction. So she told, and then immediately after she started to tell and preach to Bharat that why you cannot lament for the body of the king, because every day or at any time the soul will have to leave the body. It was like she was preaching Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, about the Atma and the Atma, the soul and the body, to Bharat. But at that time, preaching the philosophy of body and soul doesn't heal the wound or the pain that Bharat is experiencing at this time. So another lesson here is that sometimes the philosophy can act as a salve. A salve means something that gives relief or calm or soothing effect. Or it can act as a burning knife. So, and we have to know, depending on when it is spoken, by whom it is spoken, to whom it is spoken, and with what intention it is spoken. So despite someone may know, Hare Krishna Prabhu, despite someone may know philosophy, if one doesn't understand time, place, circumstance, then the philosophy, be good as it may, it can be a knife, or it can act as a knife to destroy others. And this was the message. The message was Kaikeyi was trying to convey. That was the effect it was having on Bharat. It was only bringing him or cutting him to pieces. It was not helping him emotionally. Nevertheless, Bharat, after some time, he couldn't take it anymore. He became extremely angry, and he blasted his mother. He criticized his mother, and before that, he would have asked one more thing from Mother Kaikeyi. He asked, after he asked, where is Dashrath? He would have asked, where is Ram? And then Kaikeyi Mata said that, they went to the forest, Ram, Lakshman, Sita. They were dressed in, deer skin, and they went to the forest of Dandaka. And then he asked, well, what was Dasharath's last words? She replied that Dasharath Maharaj's last words was that, O Ram, O Lakshman, O Sita. And then he went on to say, whoever will be responsible to bring these three individuals back to Ayodhya are most fortunate. So those were the last words of the king. So Bharat, he blasted her, criticized her, and really chastised her for what she had done. And she narrated what led up to all of this, or what caused Ram's exile what caused this deep pain of separation. So he was shocked, and he was even more shocked when he heard Ram in exile. When he heard that Ram was not there, in the passing or during the time when his father will breathe his last breath. So one of the chastisements he gave to Kaikeyi Mata was in this remark. He said that, what happiness does a scorpion have when it has shred apart its mother's belly? And he was this analogy he was using, to reference how can he be happy, when his own mother is in a situation like that. When his mother has become and has created such wounds in him, he was envisioning that by his mother being the cause of sending Sri Ram to exile, and by his mother creating this separation between Ram and Dashrath, which led to Dashrath's demise, he was considering that these are two wounds that his mother caused upon him. And it is like his mother now bringing this news over to him. It is like his mother is adding pepper to those wounds. So just try to imagine, you have two cuts on your body, and if you add salt or pepper to it, it increases the ecstasy of the wounds, basically. So we can see the emotions back and forth between Mother Kaikeyi and Bharat. It was very tense. Between a mother and son is very, very tense. And it came to the point where Bharat was lying on the floor and he was lamenting, he was crying. And Mother Kaikeyi was there sitting. And she was reflecting that just some days ago, she was in that position. She was the one lying on the palace floor, and Dashrath was the one sitting. And she was feeling, this, she was, going through pretty much what Bharat was going through. And she was also reflecting that right now, having realized what she would have done, and, her act, and, however things would have turned out at this point in Ayodhya, and now starting to realize that, she was contributed to that, she was starting to feel some of the pain that Dashrath endured when he had to make that decision, or when he had to make the pronouncement to send Ram on exile and to give those words that Bharat should be coronated as king. So it is said here that karma, the law of karma, it not only gives you the reaction of what sinful activity you would have performed previously, but it also, the law of karma is so accurate that it gives you the same intensity also. To the degree of sin that you would have performed, the reaction that you get, it is the same intensity, the same level that that person endured previously. And this is what exactly Mother Kaikeyi was facing. So it is said that Bharat, if you analyze the character, the personality of Bharat, he is compared to a deep ocean into which rivers called ethics flow. He was ready to let go of the best of relationships, even if values were compromised. So this is a mother and son relationship. His own mother, the way he was dealing with his mother, you would think that, he can jai Shishiparam Karnitai Gaur Chandra Ki Jai. The way he dealt with his mother, you would think that he was ready to end this relationship right away. And why he was dealing like this is because of what, the principles, Dashrath, the pain that Dashrath had to undergo, and for sending Ram to exile. Because when he questioned about, why did Ram went to exile? Did he commit some sinful act? Did he did something wrong in Ayodhya? What was the reason? There was no reason. It was just that, his father, made that pronouncement, and he wants to abide. He wants to go by his father's instruction. So Bharat, the way he operated, that he stand out for dharmic principles, the principles of religion. He ensured that was maintained. He did not compromise, even at the expense of very deep relationships, even at the expense of the relationship with his mother. So after this episode of meeting and receiving these news from Mother Kaikeyi, the next individual he went to see is Mother Kaushalya, Sri Ram's mother. So there, he went to her palace, and immediately both himself and Shatrughna, they offered their obeisances and started to, before they got to Kaushalya's palace, they had to meet various residences or people of Ayodhya. And at that time, everybody's conception was that Bharat is the crook. He wants to become king, and through this plan within he and his mother, they came up, and look, now he's coming. So all of the citizens at that time, they doubted his intentions. They doubted his personality. They doubted his integrity. They were speculating and they were judging him wrongly, by thinking that he is the one. He is the one who is causing all of this disruption in Ayodhya. So, without asking anything, Bharat and Shatrughna, they were constantly reaching everyone, begging people for their forgiveness. And when they came to Mother Kaushalya's place, they did the same. So she embraced them, but then she shot them away. She pushed them away. And then she started to tell her story. So what she told was another arrows, like piercing arrows, to pierce Bharat's heart. She told that, you have come and you have arranged, to send my son away on exile. You have arranged, to kill your own father. And, you the king, why have you kept me here? Why did you send me with my son also? Why have you kept me in Ayodhya if this is your plan? So this she is telling Bharat like this. And just imagine, Bharat is innocent. Now he is getting all of this. And look at the kind of persons and the reactions that he has to endure. Look at the kind of situations he has to deal with. So he's been accused in this way. And that you are the king, and you want to keep me here because you're thinking that if Ram comes and attacked, you're thinking that if I am here, if Ram's mother is here in Ayodhya, Ram can never attack Ayodhya because his mother is there. So, and that is the reason you have kept me here in Ayodhya. All of this conclusion, she's telling Bharat. So what Bharat does next is interesting. And what we would have done in a situation like this? I'm sure some of us probably had encounters like this in our lives. Bharat, he started, even though he was criticized in this way, what he did is that he used negative affirmations to establish his sincerity in this situation. So he started to speak or to take vows of various sins. He took vows of at least 50 sins that, in saying that if he would have committed any one of them, he would receive the consequences or the reactions of those sins. So he was telling this to Mother Kaushalya, and he categorized these sins into 4 areas. If you want to say, Srila Vilas Prabhu says 4 areas of irresponsibility. And basically what he's talking about is 4 persons, 4 leaders basically. If they engage in certain sinful activities, the reactions that will come to those individuals, Bharat is saying that let those reactions come to me. So what he says, so it is said that for a leader, an accountable leader, like let's say if someone in a government position, for instance, if such a person at various levels are collecting taxes without ensuring protection, if such persons attempts treason against a king, if such persons they cause heavy labor on an employee without sufficient remuneration, all these are various types of sinful activities for such a leader, which will bring sinful reactions onto him. Then he talks about another person. He talks about a leader from a dharmic standpoint, someone who knows the principles of religion. He says that if such a person, they eat food without offering it first to the Lord, so that's a sin, by the way. If we are to eat food without first offering it to the Lord, a person who knows that and does that, he gets a reaction, sinful reaction for that. If a person, if a dharmic follower, if he disrespects his teachers, if he sleeps during the morning when the sun rises and when the sun sets in the evening, if he studies the scriptures mechanically and doesn't try to follow those principles, all these are sinful activities. So Bart has been listing out these activities. Then he moves on to someone who is like a social pillar in society, someone who is great at doing philanthropic work. He says that if such a person sets another person's home on fire, or if he gives polluted food or water to a beggar, or if he kicks a sleeping cow, or even if he gives gifts to the wrong person, to an undeserving persons, all those are sinful activities for which that individual gets reaction. So Bharat was listing out all of these sinful activities to say that if I really and truly done what you're accusing me for, let those sinful reactions come to me. And finally, he said that for a householder, a leader, someone who is a householder, if he goes and courts with another's wife while disdaining his own, if he deceives a friend, if he avoids serving his parents, if he eats delicious foodstuffs without sharing with others around with him, his family, his servants, and if he abandon his dependents, his wife, his children, then all of these are sinful activities of the householder. And he's bound to get reactions. So Bharat, he told 50 of these activities to Mother Kaushalya, and he made those vows. After that, Mother Kaushalya, she was convinced that Bharat is innocent. Because who is going to take those vows, upon themselves? Who's going to take such sinful reactions upon themselves? Burdens, sinful reactions means heavy weights of burdens upon one's life, upon the jiva. So Bharat was tested here by Mother Kaushalya, and it is interesting and it is noteworthy how he dealt with the test. What was this test? He was criticized heavily. All of us, we were criticized before. We are being criticized currently and will continue to be criticized. That's the situation. That is the reality of our condition in this world. So, but how we deal with the criticism? So Bharat, he asked himself these questions. Why is she criticizing? Is she criticizing for personal profit or some personal gain? Is the criticism from a personality I respect? So this is what we have to ask ourselves when we are being criticized. And is the criticism her habit? So when he asked these questions, he realized that no. The answer was no to these questions. He realized that Mother Kaushalya was just expressing her emotions because she was feeling intense hurt, feelings of hurt, and she was helpless. Otherwise, she would have never done this to him. Nevertheless, she embraces him and hugs him and, consoles him. And then she told that because she realizes that Bharat's whole intention was never to become king, she realizes that Bharat has nothing to do with what is happening. And she also realized that, she told Bharat that, Bharat will never let or go against Sri Ram. She was so convinced that she told Bharat that, you will never go against Ram, no matter what happens. Isn't that amazing how within such a short time, her whole conception, her whole thinking, her whole personality changed? And how that happened? How did that occur? It was not because Bharat tried to defend himself. Bharat did not try to defend the criticism that was put to him. He used these affirmations, negative affirmations, to show, what can possibly happen to him if he had done this. If he sent Ram to exile and if he, would cause the death of his father. One thing that we can notice in the Ramayana, so far the descriptions that we are hearing is that one of the underlying theme is that Ramayana is full of one mellow or rasa, is the Karuna ras, which means crying in compassion for others. There is constant crying. Every time Sanjay Prabhu he gives a class, he will talk about, he says, talk about his crying, that how, Ramayana, throughout Ramayana there is constant crying. And what is the crying about? The crying is unique because the crying is not for one own self. All the time is that someone is crying for someone or some other's welfare. And someone is crying because of others' inconvenience or suffering. Bharat was not crying for himself, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Mother Kaushalya was not crying for herself. Mother Kaikeyi, after some time, when she started to cry, she was not crying for herself. All of these individuals, they are constantly crying, but they're crying for the welfare of others. Later on, and I will conclude here, Bharat, he went, after his interaction with Mother Kaushalya, he went to meet his guru, Vashishta Muni. Vashishta Muni, whole endeavor at this time is to inspire him. Because, Vashishta wants to resume or wants to ensure that things becomes normal again. He wants to normalize things in Ayodhya. And he knows that the only person who can do that or who can assist is Bharat. And that's why he was instrumental in bringing Bharat to Ayodhya. And now he's going to impart knowledge unto him and try to show him and help him how he can lift Ayodhya, in high spirits again. So the first teaching he shares or discusses with Bharat is that he tells him that everyone's life has three coins of lamentation. And what are these three coins? So Vashishta Muni explained that each coin, and all of you have experience with a coin has how many sides? 5 sides, correct? How many sides does a coin have? 2. Only 2. So Vashishta says that there are 3 coins of lamentation in everyone's life, and each of these coins has 2 sides, and each side has a significance. So What is the significance? He said that the first coin is the coin of hankering. And the coin of hankering, the two sides is hunger and thirst. So we know when you're now we're all getting hungry. So we're experiencing a little of one side of of this coin. But nevertheless, prasad will be served. We're trying to wrap up here, and prasad is going to come soon after Arti. So he was saying, hunger and thirst, these are the sides of the first coin. The second coin is the coin of experience. So everyone, they have experiences throughout this life. And experience, the two sides, is joy and sorrow. And the third coin is the coin of existence. The coin of existence has two sides, namely birth and death. And then he went on to elaborate that actually everyone, when they're going through life, they get some effect of these various coins. And sometimes someone is happy, sometimes they are hungry, and they are sorrow at the same time. For other people, they might be happy, and their hunger and thirst is fulfilled. For others, they're experiencing death. A close relative has just passed away. So all of this, but he said one of the main thing he said is that he told Bharat that if you're experiencing a particular side from all three coins at the same time, then it is very difficult for you to move on. And this was what Bharat is experiencing at this time. He said that if from the first coin at this time, if you're experiencing hunger, if you're experiencing sorrow from the second coin, and from the third coin, if you're experiencing death, if these three situations you're experiencing at the same time, then you're in a very critical state of your life. It means that anything can happen. So this is exactly what Bharat was experiencing. So Vasishtha Muni was bringing out this to him, but then he told him that, he encourages him and, pacifies him and inspires him that, hear what? Whatever has happened, but now it's time to move on. Your father is lying there. I request you to perform his last rites. Previously, Bharat thought, when he received the news of his father passing, he thought that his father's rites were already performed by Ram. But not knowing that his father was immersed in a vat of oil. So Vasishtha Muni requested him to perform the last rituals of his father. And he did that with out of duty, out of great reverence and respect and love and affection for his father. He perfectly performed all the rituals that constitutes the last rites for his father. All the queens were present, and every one of Ayodhya were present. The body, was decorated, and the procession was done in Ayodhya, and the body was placed in a funeral pyre, and it was consumed by the fire. So one thing to note, which for many of us we may not knew why the tradition is like this, but at the time of cremation, before the fire, or as soon as the fire is lit, individuals like the close relatives, in this case the queens and the brothers, Shatrughna, Bharat, they circumambulated the body of Dashrath anti-clockwise, which is still a custom even today. At the crematorium, you're advised to circumambulate the body not clockwise, anti-clockwise. And there's a reason for that. The reason is that by doing that, by circumambulating anti-clockwise, indicates that it is time for us who are still living, to unwind our attachment to that body who we spent so many years with, or that person who we would have loved and interacted. It is time to become detached from that body. And that is what it signifies. Then, another act that will be performed at a cremation is a pot will be filled, an earthen pot will be filled with water, and then the pot will be cracked. And you have to hold that pot on your shoulder, and the water will be dripping out of that pot, of that clay pot. So it is said that the water dropping from the pot indicates that now there was no point preserving the body or looking back. The body has no value from now onwards. So that pot and the pot with a crack and the water dripping, it means that you have to move on, and there's no point looking back or lamenting for the body. And we know it's customary that after the cremation, you wait for the 12 days when the shroud is performed. Now there is some variation. Some person do 10-day, 12-day, 13-day. But here in the Ramayana, when Bharat performed the shroud, it was done on the 12th day. So it is said that an individual, from the point when the body is cremated to the 12th day, that is the authorized point or time that you can lament or grieve or mourn for the departed soul. Beyond those 12 days, you should not lament. You should think that you have to move on in your life. So there is an actual authorized time or period of time when you can lament, and there is no reaction that comes from that. And that is from that point when the body is cremated to the 12th day before the shroud is performed. So at this time, the identification of the body is extreme. So doing anything connected with the holy deities is not recommended. And that's why for devotees, you have to, when an immediate family member passed away, it's advised that if you are emotionally impacted by that situation, then it's not advised for you to serve the deities at that time. You stay away because of your situation. So isn't it interesting to note that each of these acts at the cremation has a significance? And I didn't know that, honestly speaking. So, but there it is in Ramayana that these are not just rituals; they actually have deep significance and meaning. So, Bharat, he was glorified that when Sri Ram killed Vali turned and asked Ram before he gave up his body, that how is it that the brother of Ram stood or hid behind? Yeah, he said, Vali was telling Ram before he died, he told Ram that how is it that the brother of Bharat hid behind somewhere and shot him dead. As if, he was saying, noteworthy what he said. He's saying, why did the brother of Bharat did this? And right away you can think, Bharat is no ordinary person. But in this case, you can see Vali, he actually, you can, respected, or you can say he had greater, in his comparison is like, Bharat was more qualified more than Ram. And he was seeing Bharat as someone greater than Ram. That he's saying, why did the brother of Bharat, Ram, did this? So that was his conviction of Bharat. So I'd like to wrap up by saying that the meaning of the word Bharat, this was another mind-blowing for me after hearing and coming to grips reading this. The meaning of the word Bharata. So Bharat, if you break it down 3 syllables, Ba, it says that Ba refers to Bhava. Ra refers to Raga. And Ta refers to Tala. Now, each of these, what does each of these mean? It says that Bhava means emotion, Raga means melody, Tala is rhythm. And these 3 constitutes a very ancient dance in India, from India, called Bharatanatyam, right? Natya means dramatic storytelling. You can check it. Bharatanatyam dance is very prominent. What this means, when it is explained that Bharat's name, Bhava Ragatala, is that he always understood the desire of Lord Ram, and he always acted in pleasing Lord Ram despite the Lord wasn't present there physically. Just see that he never acted whimsically in the absence, both in the absence or presence of Ram. And he always knew his position. He said that since the boys were young, since the four of them were young, and they were playing games, Bharat always knew where his position is, and Lakshmana always knew where his position should be. Is that like, he said that when they were playing games, they were children, Ram would ask Bharat, which side would you take? And Bharat will say that, I will take this side, I will not take your side, I will take the opposite side. Lakshmana will say, I will take your side, Ram. So he was always in perfect alignment, in perfect rhythm in the service of Sri Ram. That is one, outstanding quality that we can, remember and try to imbibe about Bharat. I would like to, I said I'm wrapping up, now it's 12:04. Maybe I should. I have one story that I would like to share, but I will not share it. I would like to pause here. And if you like to hear the story, if you're really interested, you like to hear a short, real life story that happened. If you like, we'll share it during announcement. If not, we'll not share it at all. Shri Ramachandra ki jai, Shri Bharat ki jai, Shri Paramakarnitai Gaurachandra ki jai. Thank you, everyone. I do apologize for not sparing time for questions, comments, but if you have, please let us share during Prasadam. Please let us all stand for Arti and loudly chant the name of Sri Ram during Arti. Hare Krishna. Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jai Shri Paramakarnitai Gaura Chandra ki.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesa Sunyavadi Paschachadi Satarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Gauram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Gauram. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. bolo re. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauda, Gauda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yaravaya Namaha. Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yaravaya Namaha. Yaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govindaram Shri Madhusudam. Gopala Govindaram Shri Madhusudam. Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohan. And Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Hare Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Hare Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunan. Shri Rupa Shri Sanatana Bhatta Raghunan. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunan. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunan. Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yaravaya Namaha. 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 Gopala Govindaram Shri Madhusudam. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bolo Bolo Krishna Gaurare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jaya Parama Karuna, Nitai Gaur Chandra, Parama Karuna, Nitai Gaur Chandra, Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gaur Chandra, Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gaur Chandra, Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gaur Chandra, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajagacharya Stotara Sata Shri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charana Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Stotara Sata Shri Srimad Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koiti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder-Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gapa Gopinath Shama Kunda, Radha Kunda, Shri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavandam Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur, Navadvipdam Ki Jai, Shri Gangamai, Jamanamai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Devi Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai Ki Jai, Shri Shri Garnitai Ki Jai, Brihad Mridanga Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Gaura Premanande, Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shishi Pancha Tattva Nimai Nitai Ki Jai, the most beautiful Lakshmi Paramakaruna Nitai, Gaura Chandra Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhaktarinda Ki Jai, all glories to the assembly bodies. All glories to the assembly bodies, all glories to the assembly bodies, all glories to Shishi Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Ladanaine. Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha.
Hare Krishna. So just before everyone departs for Prashad, we'll just few brief announcements. So So first of all, we thank and appreciate all the devotees who have came forward today and who has been coming every week for supporting and organizing, putting together the Sunday feast. Devotees, kitchen, deity department, setting up the temple room, cleaning and so forth. Let us put our hands together for everyone. So yesterday, so over the past week, there have been few programs. Yesterday was Harinam. So ongoing programs are every morning. There is Japa session from 5 to 6 at the temple, and it is also the Zoom link is there as well. Those of you cannot make it to come physically, please try to, I wouldn't say try to experience, try to come and join. Try to come and join and experience for yourself what it is by chanting Japa, chanting on the beats together. Of course, morning and evening program, Mangalarti program at 6. So after the Japa session at 6, there's full morning program including Bhagavatam class. And there is evening artik as well, every day except Sunday evening. TV programs every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. and weekly Harinams Saturday morning. Please, stay tuned for the Harinam locations every week. Harinam street chanting is being done usually in marketplaces. So wonderful if you can join, participate in these as well. So upcoming programs, festivals. We heard this morning Sri Ram Navami is coming up on Thursday 26th of March. And there will be a midday program at 9:30, 10 for that festival. And then leading up to that, of course, is 9 days of Navratri begins on 19th of March, Thursday 19th of March, if I have it correct. And of course, as usual, the temple usually does some form of fundraising during this time as well. So if you can participate, you want to support, that will be most welcome. Similarly to what was done on Holi, throughout the 9 days, they'll be having some fundraising activity. And there is also availability. Usually we visit different mandir and participate in kirtan and the Navratri programs. So this is what is upcoming for the rest of this month. And then, let's say in about a week and a half or two, devotees also will be returning back from India with their pilgrimage. So today we are celebrating quite some birthdays. And let's say, I should say maybe within the past week to today. So first of all, we want to, His Grace Jagnayan Prabhu celebrated his 65th birthday last Thursday on 12th of March. Does he look like 65? Not to me at least. Mataji is saying 66. Don't say like that, Mataji. So we like to invite him forward, and we like to request Haridas Prabhu to offer him this garland from their lordships as a blessing, as an offering of gratitude for he and his family continued and wonderful service to the temple, to the community. And he has always been there, supportive. Let us all pray to the lordships. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu, and we wish you, by the blessings of the Lord, always your continued service, good health, and well-being as you continue your journey. So today also another birthday, the birthday of our dear Hari Kirtan Prabhu. He's hiding away all the way at the back. And today he is celebrating his 26th birthday. So we'd like to invite him to come forward. So Hari Kirtan Prabhu and his family has been rendering wonderful tons of service to our community here. He himself, has, so through his kirtans, his presentations, serving the deities, in so many ways he is assisting and taking up leadership roles in the yatra here.
We're very grateful and thankful to him, and we pray for the continued blessings of Sri Sri Paramakarani Gaur Chandra, Srila Prabhupada, then his parents, Prabhupada, Prabhu Vishaka Mataji, all the devotees throughout this community and length and breadth of this country. We'd like to invite him to come forward, Haridas Prabhu, to please offer this garland from their lordships. Together, let us all chant and pray as we pray for his continued, give him his blessings. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Don't leave. So we'd like to ask Haridas Prabhu, if you already voiced to share a few best wishes.
Hare Krishna. Well, this is a big surprise. Actually, I just happened to tune into the Facebook presentation of the program today, and I saw somebody post up something, happy birthday, Harry. I was just wondering which Harry that is. Well, they put Harry. Well, I mean, it's a big surprise, and he's such a humble devotee. I mean, just having this very low-profile birthday celebration. And there's a saying that some persons are born great, some achieve greatness, and I think there's something like those after they give up their body are known to be great. But I think in the case of Hari Kirtan Prabhu, he's certainly a born great devotee of the Lord through his parents, Prabhupada Prabhu and Mother Vishaka. And those who have exposure to him would certainly attest to that he has many wonderful virtues, qualities of a Vaishnava, compassion, humility, tolerance, sober-mindedness. He has so many wonderful qualities that are there for the Vaishnavas, devotees of the Lord. And so I want to wish him a future where he will certainly make his parents proud, he will make the community proud, he will make the country proud, and perhaps even to a greater extent also the world proud, because a great person doesn't only remains within his own vicinity, but is known throughout the world. And he certainly has those wonderful qualities that can bring about such a recognition. So I want to wish him all the best in his low-profile birthday today. And that Krishna, their Lordship Paramakarani Gaur Chandra, will grant their mercy unto him to make him that special soul that this yatra really needs for broadcasting the message of Krishna consciousness. He's very much inclined to Ramayana Katha, and that's also a form of preaching that is very much appreciative by section of our community, and pray that Lord Ramachandra will also grant his blessings to him so that he continues with that fervor, that kind of spirit, enthusiasm, that devotion that is there within his heart. So all best wishes to you, Hari Kirtan Ras Prabhu, on this very special day of yours. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here with you and celebrating this moment. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Haridas Prabhu, for sharing those blessings. I would like to request Rasalila Mataji to give her blessings.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Kirtan. Thank you so much. Give my blessing to preach for the Ram Katha Thursday. And we know that you love to preach for Ram Katha. You love to read. You love to chant. You love to everything. Krishna will bless you. Thank you, my grandson.
So like to kindly request one of Hari Kirtan's friend, Varun Prabhu, to quickly come forward and offer his words. Whilst Varun Prabhu is coming, on behalf of the management board of Hare Krishna Study Center, many of the members are not here physically, but I do extend their wishes, blessings for Hare Kirtan. Your wonderful service, dedication, and compassion, friendliness with everyone, your encouragements here. It is, I don't see it as low profile, I see it as high profile. Haridas Prabhu is talking about a low profile celebration. I'm looking forward for a high profile celebration. So thank you, Hari Kirtan. Over to Varun Prabhu.
Hi, Krishna. I wrote my exposure offering, but forgot it upstairs. So I have to make it. But I've known Hari now, I think, since 2016, when he came to Trinidad, him and his parents. They came for Diwali Naga, 2015 actually. So, oh no, 16. Yeah. So from then to now, he has become somewhat of a brother to me. Older brother, sometimes behaves younger. And it so happens that Prabhupada, Prabhupada Vishaka has become like parental figures in my life also. So I feel very much connected to him and his family, especially Archita. But I wish you the best. Happy birthday. I hope that, as Indra Prabhu says, this is another year in another lifetime closer to the lotus feet of Radha Shyam Sundar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sulochan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everybody. So, my past time with Hari Kirtan Rasadas is the 14th of March 2009. I was home and see the Sankirtan party come in front by me was chanting. And the Sunday now was the birth anniversary, so we come at the bottom here. I was at that practicing Pilgrims at the time. And the other week, the 22nd of March 2009 to now, after I was this devotee there, especially this, it was 9 years, they run about it. I just find out who this little boy run about, this chanting and, when I come to the temple here and I saw him, I end up right here. So, on behalf of the family home and all the devotees around, thank you very much. And happy Kritakanta's birth anniversary. And maybe see many more in the future. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sulochan Prabhu. Arjun Prabhu.
Hari Hari. I know Hari. When this place was just a house. In 2008, I met him as a little boy. He was very naughty, but he was very kind to me. And we had a kind of attraction for each other. And one day I was very surprised. He came and he brought me a little chain of Sri Hanuman. Do you remember that? See, you're so young. But I still have that chain at home. And every time I look at it, I remember you and your kind gesture. I want to wish you a happy birthday, and I want you to always remember that you're as old as Krishna. Huh? True? Never was there a time you and I did not exist, and never shall there be a time that we will not exist. You are as old as Krishna. Remember that this birthday only relates to your body. Always separate the two. Know who is your real father. Jesus said once, call no man father, because your only father is Sri Krishna. Jai Radhe.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. And finally, Srila Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Firstly, happy belated birthday to our dear Uncle Jagnarayan ji. Hari Kirtan Prabhu, he is my cousin, so I will speak on a level of cousin relationship. So when I would have joined temple, Hari Kirtan was a little baby. He used to jump on our back, and he was always like that, want to have fun with us. But apart from that, seeing him grow to become such a dear person in our community, especially here at Hare Krishna Study Center, I'm very, very and extremely proud of him, to be honest. More than every one of my cousins, maybe. I mean, Sajasata Prabhu is here, yeah, but Hari Kirtan Prabhu, I'm super and extremely proud of what he has become and how much of an example he is setting for each and every one of us, whether you're young, old, whatever place you are in your life, you can learn something from him, and I'm very much appreciative of him in my life. Although I'm older than him, I still can message him when I'm in a situation and hear his advice. So that's the person he is. So I want to wish him all the best, and may their Lordship bless him so that he can remain that humble, kind soul that he is, and he can offer tremendous service to the deities, Srila Prabhupada, and all the devotees here at Hare Krishna Study Center. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all for your blessings, best wishes, greetings. And we thank the families for contributing, sponsoring the Sunday feast today. Please honor Prashad and please offer your gratitude for these wonderful devotees. It's time for Prashad. I don't want to be the cause of separating you from too long for the Prashad. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki.